All right, if you watched our recent video all about the reasons I love being a travel blogger, then you'll know that over 15 years ago, we packed up our stuff and left our regular jobs back in Canada to explore the world while working full time. It still blows me away that we're still on the road and living this life while working remotely. Before we left, I felt like I was being pulled by some higher power.
It's like the universe.
Every day at work became more laborious, and the more we started thinking about traveling and living abroad full time, the more things just started to fall into place. For us, this is a total dream life. We travel and explore new places all the time. We don't have a fixed office address that we have to clock into every day, and we could choose our own hours and work from anywhere. It's honestly a dream job. But to get to this point, we had to follow the signs that the universe was giving us. I can't be certain, but these may be the same signs for you. If you're interested in working remotely, becoming a digital nomad, or maybe just moving to a new country and working from there, this is what we're all about.
I'm all about that bass.
We've been doing it for a long time, and we love chatting with people about this stuff, so leave a comment down below or a question, and we'd be happy to have a conversation with you about it. Also, you can Google Goats on the Road, subscribe, click the first result, and enter your email to download our epic book of over 101 remote jobs that you can start today, so you too can start working from anywhere in the world. If you're not in the mood for any of that, it would be awesome if you could just consider hitting the like button and maybe subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're doing our best to put out cool digital nomad, travel blogging, and remote work content every week, so it would really mean a lot to us if you could hit that subscribe button. Okay, with that out of the way, here are 8 signs that you might just be destined to become a digital nomad yourself. Bah! Number 1 is that your job isn't as fulfilling as you want it to be. This was a huge one for me. My job in Canada just wasn't fulfilling to me in any way. I'm a creative person. I like building things. I like writing, taking photos, and creating videos like this one. My job in a plastic packaging factory back in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, simply wasn't ticking any of those boxes, and it made me feel trapped. I'd go to work every day and work my ass off, and by the end of the week, when the weekend finally came, I was completely exhausted. Once we started planning for our digital nomad lifestyle, this all changed. Even though I was still working at that same soul-crushing job for another 8 months while we saved up enough money to leave, I had a whole new energy in my life.
Oh, this kid is so full of energy.
Suddenly, it was like I was beaming with new ideas and thoughts about what our life could be like. My creativity was sparked again, and I was writing down my ideas for where we'd travel, what we'd see, and how we might earn money while we were doing it. Everything started to fall into place, and within 8 months, we were flying to Southeast Asia to start our new life of travel. If your job isn't fulfilling, even just taking a few steps towards some new, exciting aspect of life can have a massive impact on your feelings of purpose and fulfillment, and you might find that you're also filled with a brand new energy, and the universe will just start conspiring to point you in the right direction. Number 2 is if you love traveling. This one's pretty obvious. If you love traveling, but you're tied down to an office job, then that's a major sign that you're a digital nomad kind of person. When you work remotely, suddenly you have the freedom to work from anywhere, so you can travel and live wherever you want. Have you always dreamed of living in Rome for a summer, or maybe Paris or Amsterdam? This is all possible with a remote job. Number 3 is that you want more freedom. When we worked our regular jobs back in Canada, we had just 2 weeks holiday per year. On top of that, we were only allowed to take them 1 week at a time. So like 1 week in the summer and 1 week in the winter. We both really wanted to make travel a bigger part of our lives, and we realized that our jobs simply didn't give us enough freedom to do so. When we made our first dollar online, it was like we were being released from a prison. I'm not saying that all traditional jobs are a prison, absolutely not. If you love your job, it's a positive thing for sure. But our jobs were keeping us from living the life that we wanted to, and neither of us felt fulfilled while working at them. So when we first started working remotely, we felt an exhilarating level of freedom, and it changed our lives forever. Number 4 is you think there's more to life. When I was working those night shifts back in Canada, I couldn't help but to let my mind wander. I mean, I was up at like 3 a.m. when everyone else was fast asleep, running a machine that was printing on plastic bags. It was hard not to daydream. One of the things that kept nagging at me, especially after 7 years at the same job, was that there had to be more to life. I know that I'm not the only one. A lot of people that I was working with at that job had been there for 25 or 30 years, and they kept reaffirming to me this feeling every single day. They'd tell me not to get stuck here at the plant. Luckily, we made the giant leap to quit our jobs, sell our things, and start working remotely because for us, in our lives, it was a better situation. We felt that we wanted to travel more, explore new cultures, taste new foods, and live every moment to the fullest. If you have the same nagging feeling sometimes, I'm not saying that you have to quit your job and sell your house tomorrow, but taking a few small steps towards a different lifestyle can feel great. Even just starting a new job that you can do from home, like a side hustle, or planning a long trip, these things can make a huge difference in your morale. Number 5, if you wish you could work in your pajamas, then you're probably destined to be a digital nomad. Maybe it's just me, but the minute I get home from anywhere in public, whether it's going to the grocery store, or going out for coffee, or meeting up with friends, the minute I walk back in the door of my house, the first thing I do is put on pajamas. There's just nothing better. When I worked at that plant in Canada, I tried buying the most pajama-like clothing possible to work in, but for safety reasons, we were supposed to wear jeans. Luckily, my boss was pretty cool and let me wear jogging pants as a compromise, but still, having steel-toed boots really took away from the whole comfort that come with PJs. So now that we work from home, we can work in our pajamas, and as I'm recording this video right now, from my waist up, I'm wearing my best YouTube clothes, but just below the frame, there's comfy pajamas on. Actually, they're like warm long johns because it's freezing cold in this room right now in the winter, but anyways, if you've always wanted to work from your pajamas, then you might be destined to be a digital nomad. Number 6, you're creative. Like I said earlier in this video, I'm a creative person. If I spend a long time not being creative, I start feeling tired and unmotivated. The moment I focus again on the creativity, like recording these videos or writing blog posts, I feel a whole new energy in my life. If you're a creative person, then remote work might be the ultimate job for you. There are so many remote jobs that allow you to harness your creativity. Creating your own website, posting on social media, freelance writing, selling photos, even more traditional remote jobs like teaching English. These all have a significant level of creativity involved. Don't let your creative juices become sedentary. If you're a creative person, you should do everything in your power to create whenever you have free time. If you take steps towards a creative job, then you can feel much more fulfilled every single day. I know I do. Number 7 is you have an entrepreneurial spirit. This is one thing I didn't even know I had just because it never really clicked to me, but ever since I was a kid, I've always had a mind for business. When I was in high school, I was always starting mini businesses, building things in my parents' garage and then selling them, or buying products in bulk and then reselling them at a higher price per unit. It was always part of the way my mind worked. Now that we work remotely and run our own online businesses, I get to use this entrepreneurial spirit every day, and it makes me feel great. We run teams and we work with people to grow our businesses. It's something that I find to be rewarding and inspiring to get to do every single day. If you've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, but your job at home doesn't really allow you to harness it, one of the best ways is to start your own blog around something that you're passionate about. It might not make money right off the bat, but check out our blogging courses that can help you build a profitable blog around any topic. I've left links down in the description below, but by starting your own blog, you can tick the creativity and the entrepreneurial boxes all in one go. Number 8 is you hate it when your holiday is over. The first holiday that Doris and I ever took together was down to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico, and it actually changed our lives forever. After 7 days, our trip was over, and we had to pack up and board our flight back to Canada. I remember thinking, why does this have to end? Of course, I'd never want to live in an all-inclusive resort for my entire life. I'd definitely end up being a bored, obese alcoholic, but it was the idea that the days of being free to explore a new country and not punch the clock at work, these had to end. And a lot of people might watch this video and think, well, nobody wants their holiday to end. But that's not true. If you really love your job, you can't wait to get back after a holiday. My brother's like this. He works at a job back in Canada, much like I did, but where I didn't want to go home after a week of holidays, my brother feels like a week is too long of a holiday, and that's because he loves his work. If you feel like Mondays and the end of your holidays come too soon, that's a sign that you might be better off working for yourself and working remotely. All right, so that's it. Those are 8 signs that you might be better off as a digital nomad. Of course, I'm not saying that you have to quit your job or that everyone is better off in this lifestyle. Plenty of people love going to work every day. They love the community of the office. And so not everyone's gonna have these same signs and they're not gonna mean the same thing. But if you've ticked off a few of these signs, there's a good chance that you would love being a remote worker, you'd love working for yourself, and you'd love being able to travel the world while making money online or through your own businesses. All right, I hope you guys liked this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know if you currently work at any remote jobs, or if you've ever dreamed of working a remote job, or even just spending a month in Paris or Rome like we talked about. All right, thanks for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.